Hello, I'm Marta and today we will solve an issue with DR neutral gear, dragging clutch and drum gearbox. As you see, we've noticed a problem with switching to the neutral gear when the engine is running. So after digging through the internet, we found some clues and decided to open the engine. This video is quite long, so we divided it into parts and put the timestamp links for every chapter in the description. Of course, first we need to dismount some elements like the engine guard, foot peg, kickstarter lever, rear brake lever and clutch arm. In the end, we need to drain the oil or lay down the bike on its left side. Now we demount the clutch cover. It's good to store the bolts from the cover pinned to the piece of paper or a cardboard, because they have different lengths. There are also two bolts holding a clutch cable bracket with crash washers and one banjo bolt holding oil hose. After that we can remove the clutch cover. Now we will dismount the clutch plates from the clutch bracket. There are only 6 bolts and 6 springs to remove. During this we can also check the puller and its bearing condition. As you can see now, we found out that the shift drum bolt is missing. After some searching around, we found it resting in the oil sump. Luckily, the bolt didn't cause any internal damage, though it was close. Next, we check the clutch basket spacer and its washers. We unlock the lock washer and unscrew the bolt holding the inner part of the clutch basket. We found out there are grooves in both washers and probably this was causing the clutch dragging problem. We noticed the shift drum stopper arm is jammed. We're not sure, but it's probable that this was our fault as we could bend the arm while we were screwing in the shift drum bolt. Anyway, it is damaged, so we need to remove it and replace with a new one. First, we need to remove the oil pump sprocket. There is only a securing ring holding it. It is important to not lose this pin and secure it with some tape. If you lose it, your engine will die. Now we also remove the shift drum bolt. Finally, we get rid of the shift stopper arm tensioning spring. Next, we unscrew the bolt holding the arm so we can remove it. In case of our bike, we noticed the arm spacer is missing. After 4 weeks of waiting for the parts arrival, here's what we bought. You can check the parts numbers in the description. Before screwing in anything back, we clean the threads with a brake cleaner because we want to use a thread locking fluid. Now we will install the shift drum stopper arm, but first you can see how badly bent the old arm was, and we are pretty sure it was causing the jamming problem. We start the assembly with cleaning the bolt. Next, we put together the bolt, arm and spacer. Now we use the thread locking fluid and screw the arm back. During the screwing, keep making sure the arm is still moving without any problem. I torqued it with 12 Newton meters. The next step is putting back the shift drum bolt into its place. On our new bolt we have some factory thread lock, but we add a little more anyway. We torqued it with 12 Newton meters. When the shift bolt is installed, we finally can put back the tensioner spring. Finally, we can run a little test. You can notice the latching mechanism is working and the switch between the first, neutral and second gear is visible. So as everything is working fine, we can start assembling. We put back the oil pump sprocket and double check that the sprocket pin is still present. In the end, we secure the sprocket with the securing ring. We noticed grooves on the clutch basket plate holders, so we decided to flatten them using a file. Also, you can try to increase the free play of clutch basket on spacer by grinding it using sandpaper. Make sure to do it on a flat surface, for example on a glass. We need to remove the old gasket now. First, we tear off the bigger pieces as much as we can. Then we use a knife or razor. Finally, in the end, we use an abrasive fabric to get rid of the leftovers. Now we installed the clutch basket. First we put on the new washer. Then we put in the clutch basket spacer into the clutch basket and installed the basket on the shaft. Next we put on the second washer. Now we place the inner part of the clutch, a locking washer, and we screw back the nut. The nut should be tightened with 40 Nm torque. The clutch basket should still have some free play. The last step is securing the nut using the securing washer. The installation of the clutch plates is quite easy task. We only need to soak them in oil for a few hours and place them into the basket. In the end we put in the clutch basket press plate. Now we can mount the clutch springs. We use a crisscross tightening pattern. Those tiny bolts should be tightened with only 4.5 Nm. Now we clean the clutch cover from the gasket leftovers, again using a knife and an abrasive fabric. Next we degrease the surfaces using a brake cleaner. After that, we apply some small amount of high temperature silicone. We also add a thin layer of silicone on both sides of the gasket. Now we put on the gasket and the clutch cover. When putting the cover, we have to make sure the clutch puller is correctly oriented, and after the cover is placed, the puller is working properly. Finally, we can screw back in the clutch cover bolts. For the banjo bolt, we have to have new crash washers. The banjo bolt is tightened with 16 Nm torque. The last two clutch cover bolts hold also the clutch cable basket, and they are sealed on both sides with crash washers. The clutch cover bolts should be tightened with 6 Nm torque. The work left should be easy. In my case, all problems with clutch dragging and switching to neutral gear were solved after this job. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe for the next videos.